What's happening, everybody? So, Christ Am Disciple in the building. We're going to talk a little bit about masks. Mask, as you can see, I'm wearing a mask. Not like everybody else. Usually people cover their mouths and stuff, but I still have some breathing problems because I have sometimes reflux after I eat. So I wear this mask on my face. Um, I don't have to wear this mask, but I want to talk a little bit about masks. So that's why I have it on for the benefit of everybody else too. So, what is good about masks? Well, masks, they can protect you, right? So, in this COVID environment, the masks protect people, or at least they have the feeling of safety because they're wearing masks. That's the point, right? So, in this COVID environment, we're wearing masks. Okay. So, what I want to talk about is how people are so comfortable wearing these masks. I see a lot of people and they wear it and they have styles and stuff. But do you know that we wear masks every single day? We try to portray ourselves a certain way to the public. We don't let the public know or genuine, unveiled feelings, do we? We don't. And why I put on the mask today is because there's a difference between seeing me behind a mask or behind the glasses or behind the shades and seeing me eye to eye, face to face, as I am right now. This is me, for real. And when I thought about masks and I thought about the season we're in Trinidad and Tobago, Carnival would have been the season where people, they're called masqueraders because they wear masks, right? And people mask up and they're anything but themselves at that point in time. Spirit of drunkenness sometimes, but not always. So, what's the real you? Do you let people see the real you? Are you transparent and natural with people? Or do you have to put on a mask and protect yourself? And you don't really tell people much about yourself in the workplace or wherever you are for fear that someone will attack you. Life has gotten so impersonal out there and so very constricted to individualism, which is important in and of itself. But people are less friendly now. People are all to themselves. And a lot of people also are, shall I say, cruel to each other. You see road rage. You go up on the internet and you see people, bully, and there's hate speech and all these crazy things. It's because people hide behind a veil. On the internet, no one can see them. They're hidden behind a mask. And to some degree, if we are going to be honest with ourselves, masks are very comfortable, right? You gear up, you put on your mask, you become impersonal. Nobody knows who you really are, right? Um, Masks have been used for good and for evil. The Ku Klux Klan, they'd put on, well, not masks, but hoods, which are like masks. They veiled their faces so nobody knew who they were, so they couldn't target them after. And people use crowds, people use several different ways people use masks or veils. They like to be disappeared in a crowd or be with a group of people, agree with a group of people, not stand out and look different, even though they think differently to everybody else. And they stand out if they were to really truly express how they felt. So masks are good, right? They can keep you healthy. It's a form of protection. They use them in surgeries, not just to protect the person who's doing the surgery, but also the patient to keep the place sterile. So masks have a purpose. But if we're comfortable wearing masks and we don't like seeing each other face to face or eye to eye, then it means we have something to hide. It means that we don't want people to see the real us. And we should be 100% authentic wherever we go. And people will see our flaws and they'll also see the good parts of us. We try to hide our flaws, but our flaws are part of the process. I don't know any human being on the face of this earth who's flawless. I just don't know any. Maybe you do, but I don't. So, my point being that we know about Batman, for example. He is a masked vigilante, right? Whereas Superman doesn't wear a mask, even though he conceals his identity as Clark Kent. Now, why is this important? Why am I talking about masks? Why am I talking about this stuff? The major reason is I want people to be, if you can be just yourself wherever you go, 100% authentic about yourself, you'll find that a lot of people are going to be attracted to you and they're going to morph in your direction because they share the similar qualities that you have and flaws. And so once upon a time, I used to be worried about the fact that, in this world, people are being monitored all the time. But I think the key thing as a Christian or as anyone, anywhere, doesn't matter if you're a Christian or not, is to be 100% authentic. 100% authentic. Be you. And don't be ashamed to be you. And don't be ashamed to make mistakes as you. A lot of times, we don't like to get criticism. We don't like to get all this attention focused on us. So that's why we mask up and we disappear into the population and we hide in the shadows. But truthfully, if everyone was to express their opinion and express themselves, and that's why we even have YouTube and these things, and we have people on the internet who express their opinions and stuff, we should just stand. And whatever the consequences for those or expression, we should not be afraid and ashamed to do so. If it's something you could take from Donald Trump, one of the positive attributes has is that he's unashamed to state his point of view, his state of mind, what he's thinking, and he is willing to stand fearless and bear the consequences of it. Okay? And we have to be able to do the same. We have to, as people, be able to stand and to express ourselves because our expression is how people who have influence and power enough can identify us, and then from there they can take that information and act on it, whether for good or for evil. But it's important for us to speak up and speak out and live authentic or as authentic as possible lives. I say authentic. There's a difference between authentic, perfect, and lives which are what's the word I'm looking for? Truthful lives. There's a difference, right? What I mean by truthful versus authentic is some people they're the truth, they're the real deal. They really are genuinely good people, genuinely kind people, and so on. Other people have character flaws. Okay, they have flaws in their character, but they are unapologetic. They're authentic in the sense that this is who they really are. This is what they're really thinking. And so it's important for us to do that. Yes, at times you have to use discretion. You can't. It depends on somebody's mood, their emotions, etc., and who you're dealing with. That you won't say everything that comes to your head. Of course, we're not going to be like that. But and of course, there's different ways to convey things that go on in your head, right? But at the same time, we are all socialized. We know we understand that part. The thing is not to be what you're not. Not to not to fake it because sometimes let me explain what I mean because this is a tough avenue to go down because there's so many different people with so many different types of relationships, right? So when I say that someone should be authentic and not fake anything, I am talking about like this. You can't fake, well, you can, but you can't fake. You're faking approving something or you're faking agreeing with something when in fact you don't agree with it in your head. Why are you going to go ahead and do that just to bring peace to a situation? You need to be authentic. That's what I mean by that. If you don't want to engage in the discussion, but be authentic, because that's where trust comes from, right? If you're just saying something because you think this is what somebody wants you to say, ultimately in the end, you're not just robbing that person of an authentic relationship and an authentic trust in you, but you're also robbing yourself of expressing your true feelings and who you really are. What what I as a person have to do is I have to let people accept me for who I am if they want to accept me. If they don't want to accept me, it's okay, but I must be who I am. In other words, when you do that, now you can work on yourself or work on other situations, work on other things, and be just truly, purely authentic about it. And that's what's so cool about it. So if you're you, don't try to be something else or someone else. Just be yourself. You know what I mean? If that's what you are, and this is your perception of yourself at a point in time, then be that. So that's what I want to say, because I see a lot of people masquerading with masks on. A lot of people put on masks. We all do it, okay, at some point. And it's because we don't feel comfortable being who we really are, who we authentically are to our core. So if you if you don't like being yourself, what's the use, right? So now looking at heroes, we find out that some of our heroes are flawed, and they actually hide behind masks. They hide behind uh, public perception of themselves, or how people perceive them, or the image that they put out there for people to see, because they don't want to show people, the world, exactly the good, the bad, and the ugly of who they are. But the truth be told, real heroes are people who are authentic and they don't wear masks, right? Because if you, okay, think about this. Zorro was a vigilante, right? Batman was a vigilante. Robin Hood was a vigilante. But all those guys wore masks. But why? Why? You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, which one do you prefer to be? Something that somebody can read? You're a letter that can be read? Or you want to be a secret document that is, what do they call it? Uh, a secret document that is those government documents that are top secret, right? Your secret document, I don't think it's called top secret, it's something classified, that is it. Classified document. You want to be a classified document that's marked classified on the outside, so nobody can see what it is that what you want? So let's a lot of people are hurting in the world today. They don't tell people their problems, but they are hurting, and they come with a happy face or sad face. They wear a mask, in other words. And masks, like I said before, can be good or they can be bad. Which do you prefer? To portray an image that you want the population to believe you are, which is not yourself? Or do you want to be authentic and just let the population know who you are and just be you? That's the question for you today. All of us fall prey to it. Don't look. None of us are exceptions to it. We've done it several times in our lives. But it's the question I pose to you. Hey, which one do you prefer? This one looks better, or this one looks better? I prefer this one. So that's what I got for you guys today. Peace. I'm out.